here we are for another game with Storm on the draw.
Now this hand has a lot of sweet spells in it. You can definitely...
It's got rituals, it's got engine cards, it's got the passive flames, it's got a cantrip, it's got a mulligan. Ooh. You feeling lucky, punk? So this hand has 2 double spells to turn on the Ascension that we have in our hand.
But you can't... I guess I keep it.
What, you
I
want
want the draw as well.
You want to go down to 6 cards? Or 5 cards? Alright,
That's fine.
let's fire this off.
So our opponent's on probably Coco?
Our opponent's on Mono Ooze, which is terrible for us.
And pass the turn.
Well, now we have Triple Spell, which is even sexier for the Pyromancer's Ascension.
So we have to draw, like, just land to land.
I'm going to scoop, so our opponent won't see what we're on. The old double Gataxi Probe scoop.
So do we...
Okay, so Blood Moon, good against 3-color decks, bad against Noble Hierarch decks. Ooze eats our graveyard. So I think we have a lot of information for sideboarding. We want to take out the Past in Flames. And
He may not be on... he might just be 2 colors.
It's possible, but he also had double Ooze in his hand. So he's got at least 2 Scavenging Oozes in his deck. Alright, so this is the baseline for taking out the graveyard-centric part. You can bring in the Empty the Warrens. How do you feel about Blood Moon?
I don't think it's...
On the play, gets better.
Yeah, he's playing above today.
The other thing is we could just have Lightning Bolts.
Sure.
He is playing a creature-based deck.
Yeah, I like lightning bolts. He's got dogs.
Let's try Lightning Bolts. Yeah, I just... Blood Moon doesn't feel great. Like, he could easily be playing birds as well. Hey, this hand's actually a keepable
This
hand.
hand's really good. It's got lands and some other things.
That's a strong baseline.
Islands, slide hands?
Yeah, let's do that.
Does any other deck in Modern really play slide hand?
Other combo decks, I guess maybe the Ad Nauseam deck. I don't think Amulet Bloom does. No. Look, it's a fine card. A single blue, you get selection. Ooh, hello. He's definitely the combo deck. Man, if we had an Ascension in our hand, this would be fantastic. That's all this hand needs to get going.
So you probably get Taxi Pro first.
Well, let's... Scalding Tarn. We can get a mountain because no matter what land we draw next, it's going to be a blue source. We're not going to get stuck with double red source.
Accidentally went basic.
Yep. So let's probe. We see Anafenza, which is, if you're not familiar, Anafenza gives +1/+1 counters when creatures come into play. You can sack them with this, and if our opponent finds a Kitchen Finks, he can go infinite life or a Murderous Red Cap infinite damage. Because Persist gives them a -1/-1 counter, Anafenza gives them a +1/+1 counter, and then Viscera Seers, you can get the loop going over and over.
This deck used to be called Birthing Partner. It was really good. And then Wizards had to ruin everything.
That's an excellent draw. Next turn will be a good turn.
Yeah.
We can Ritual, Manamorphose, Desperate Ravings, Flashback, Desperate Ravings. We'll see a lot of cards. If we find a Pass in Flames, that's incredibly good for us. If we find a lot of things, that's incredibly good for us. Does Anafenza trigger off itself? I don't think so.
Don't know.
I don't think it does. I think it's whenever another creature. Yep. So can't attack with Viscera Seer this turn.
I mean, could. It would be terrible, but you could do it.
Alright, I feel like we just want to go for it here.
Yep.
Alrighty, so let's start off with a Ritual. Oh, we can Splice. How all in do we want to go?
Is that... I don't understand how... I can barely remember what splice
So we can
does.
cast this and splice additional spells.
Can you...
So it basically nets us an extra red mana, but we're going to tap these. We have Metamorphosis, so we don't have to worry too much about keeping up red. I feel like we just kind of want to go all in this turn. So I'm going to cast and splice Desperate Ritual, which you can splice onto your card you're casting, keeping this one in the hand.
It's a shame that Electromancer doesn't make Splice go down one.
That would be pretty fantastic. So this card doesn't show on Magic Online, but this card now reads add triple red to your mana pool, add triple red to your mana pool, because we've added the effects of the Desperate Ritual on.
Right.
If it gets countered, it's really bad for us. Now let's Metamorphose. We'll add double blue.
And you don't play the second Desperate Ritual in case you do another Desperate Ritual and Splice again.
Oh my lord. Let's keep going off with Metamorphose. Ooh. That's a good draw. Now that's why you don't cast the second Desperate Ritual.
that's the actual reason why you don't cast the Desperate Ritual.
So, I feel like we have tons of red mana. If we cast the Pyretic Ritual now, we'll go up to 6. Then we can Ascension down to 4. I don't think we need that much. We can Ascension down to 2 red mana, and then Desperate Ravings, and then still have Rituals. So, let's play the Ascension using all our red mana.
So then you Desperate Ritual.
Yeah, now we can Desperate Ritual to put a counter on our Pyromancer's Ascension.
Yep, we have to 4 red.
Yeah, so we don't mind discarding the Pyretic Ritual, so we can just fire off the Desperate Ravings.
Yep.
Now we drew a Gitaxian Probe, which we have in our graveyard.
Yeah.
So we can cast a Desperate Ravings out of the graveyard, but it's the only one. It's not going to trigger the Ascension. Casting a flashback spell out of your graveyard doesn't count for Ascension.
Because it's no longer in there.
Yeah, it's no longer in there. So we can Gitaxian Probe, double check their opponent doesn't have something crazy.
Like a slaughter
They
pack.
drew the Finks.
So
Look
they
at
have-
that.
so
we had to go for it this
We
turn.
have to win, yeah.
Well, that's the infinite combo life. We can't beat infinite life. So we
drew a
could
same
cast the
cards.
Pyretic Ritual, but I'd rather try and discard it.
Well, why don't we just...
So we just have to flashback the Desperate Ravings.
Right, okay, sure.
So we're going to do that for a blue and a red.
So we could fizzle. This is where we fizzle.
Depends what we draw here.
Yeah.
So we don't mind discarding either of these.
Oh, but we get 2 copies, so that's good.
Okay, we drew double land and discarded one of the lands. Okay, we get to keep going. Spin again. Free spin.
We're a little low on red, so you might actually want to cast the Pyretic Ritual.
We can...
And realistically,
Yeah, okay.
casting it is the same as discarding it, and you'd rather discard lands than Pyretic Ritual, so I think you just want to cast it.
That's true. It does increase our chances of discarding land. Okay. Ooh, okay, here's a Metamorphose.
Empty the Warrens is useless,
What a
unfortunately. Did we keep any...
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't want
You want to keep a... For situations like this, you always want to have access to a Gitaxian Probe.
No, as in, to a...
Oh, to a
gotcha.
Grape Shot is what I meant.
Yeah, great. Sure.
Let's add some blue. Let's add some more blue. Okay. Now the first copy... like the real copy of the Desperate Ravings we cast is going to resolve. Now we've got it in our graveyard, but we don't want to discard a Gitaxian Probe. We want to use the Gitaxian Probe.
Yep.
That's going to give us more copies. We get to scout out our opponent's hand again. Nice infinite combo.
Yep.
It's going to serve you well. There's the Grape Shot.
So what's Storm? 12.
Storm
So
is 12.
we just need to, like, flashback the...
Now this is very tricky. We could Desperate Ravings, but we don't have a Past in Flames. So if we discard the Grape Shot, it could be game over.
But the Desperate Ravings lets us draw 4 cards, so even if we do, we can see...
No, because
there's
Storm
no
is
past...
12. If we cast it now, it'd be 13 damage. If we cast the Empty the Warrens, we have the Grape Shot. We don't need to cast Desperate Ravings here. See? Because we're going to up our Storm by 1, making Storm 13. We'll cast a Grape Shot. It'll get copied.
Storm's 14, sure.
Plus, we'll actually hit for 15 because of this. So, let's give our opponent a false sense of security by casting the Empty the Warrens, that they are going to think, oh, this is the end of the Storm Chain. You know, this isn't going to get the job done. But in fact, if you look at the counter that Magic Online gives us here, Storm is 13. It's going to get copied 13 times, including the original copy, which will do 14. Plus, we'll get a Pyromancer's Ascension copy. So, now, we get to...
So we actually didn't even need to play the
I like to think that it gave our opponent a glimmer of hope.
That's cruel.
I don't think. I mean, we saw their hand. They don't have like an instant speed way of gaining 1 life. But if for some crazy reason I miscounted, then oh man, I should have sent one of the copies to the Viscerous. Alright, well, that was a turn 3 win, and generally turn 3 wins come about because you have Electromancer and Ascension. Those are the times where you get a turn 3 win. And we even saw the Empty the Warrens, like, we made a zillion tokens, wasn't going to make it. He can just gain more life than we can ever bash for. You can't do infinite damage in this deck. Even if you could, they can beat it with infinite life. Gets awkward on Magic Online because you have to click a lot. You can't demonstrate a loop and then say, I do this a million times. But the other thing is our opponent now gets to be on the play and knows what we're playing against.
Is that game 1?
That was game 2, remember? We kept the double taxi pro.
That was really bad.
So, now we do have more information, but we sideboarded for this matchup already.
Well, you definitely... You still... It's kind of tricky because, like, you're... Well, neither Grave Shot nor Empty the Warrens beat Infinite Life. So you can't play around that, and you want the Empty the Warrens plan because... No, because...
The thing is...
The Scavenging Oozes.
The thing is, Grape Shot kills their board as well. There's something I didn't consider last time. Like, we brought in a Lightning Bolt so we can kill their creatures, like to break up the combo. Grape Shot does that as well. If we have a Grape Shot in our opening hand, we can just be like, kill your Viscerous.
That's true.
Also, when we're on the draw, as you saw then, if we had to go off with Empty the Warrens, being a turn 2 slow sometimes spells doom.
Sure.
So...
that said, them having, like, turn 3 combo is pretty unlikely. Like,
literally just went turn 1 Viscerous, turn 2 Anafenza, turn 3 Kitchen Finks, I win. I'm like, no, hold on. This hand seems fine.
That seems awesome, that hand.
Yeah, this deck has 16 lands. For situations like this, you go... In most decks in Modern, 1 lander doesn't really get there. Like, even when you're playing Burn, you have to really... Even Burn, you have to have the right Burn hand to keep a 1 lander. But in this deck, like, we have 4 ways of drawing cards in our opening hand.
And you drew land anyway.
Alright, so... yeah, the correct... This is always interesting to me, the way you order these. The turn you're going off, Sleight of Hand is good. If you already know information about the top card of your deck, Taxing Probe is good. So we want to Serum Visions first, so that instead of drawing a random card, we're going to draw something sweet. Ooh. I want to keep the Grape Shot, because we can Grape Shot birds.
We also seem like really close to just winning. Like, we have... we've got an Electromancer, and we've got multiple Rituals, multiple cantrips. I guess we don't have Ascension.
Yeah, we need something else. We need a Past in Flames, we need a Malmorphose, we need... It's not quite there, but the draw spells will certainly get us there. That being said, I really want to keep this Grape Shot. Now, I don't think we want this Ritual. We already have 2 Rituals in our hand. But yeah, next turn we can Grape Shot to just kill a bird. That's not very exciting. But we could also get Taxing Probe, Grape Shot to kill 2 birds, or a bird and a Viscerous, or we could even... here we go.
Now, isn't it potentially dangerous to... Is it Viscerous? I don't know, it's coming to play tapped. Is it potentially dangerous to Grape Shot now? Because how many Passing Flames from the deck?
1.
Because what happens if you Grape Shot and he like plays Scavenging Ooze, eats your Grape Shot?
Then we have to win with Empty the Ones. This is too sweet to pass up. Okay.
You can't kill
tell you
both,
what.
though,
Let's...
can you?
Yeah,
you can
we
Ritual.
can. Jeez. I'm very happy to be...
Yeah, he's got nothing. He's got... If you kill the birds, he's got no lands.
Also Pontiff to kill our Goblin tokens. Keep that in mind. Alright. Ooh, this is... better or worse?
Well, I think you could do that, because you could just go for the kill. Like, I mean, I guess you can't win on turn 2. Can you win on turn 2? I guess it's technically possible.
Ooh. No, you can't. You definitely can't.
No, because you can just go Ritual, Manamorphose, Electromancer.
Okay, fine. You could have 2 lands, a bunch of Rituals.
So, no, wait.
We definitely want to kill the birds this turn.
But I'm saying, like, you could just do a bunch of damage to him as well, if you wanted.
No, I'm not going to burn them.
Wait. Oh, you're killing Anafenza as well, right?
Yeah. So this is where we get to change the target.
Right.
So that's going to do 2 damage to the Anafenza and 1 to the Birds of Paradise. So it was a 2 for 2.
I'm just saying, we could have gone Ritual, Manamorphose.
And then we wouldn't have these cards in our hand anymore.
I guess.
Our opponent doesn't draw a land and scoops. Oh, no, okay. Well, still pretty far away from Collected Company.
Well, he's just 1 draw step away, actually. sleight of hand to Chandra Land.
There's a chance that we don't find land, don't find something to spend our red mana on. Like, there's a chance that we play sleight of hand and that's it for that entire turn.
No, sure. Fitch and Kinks.
Okay, it's a clock. Here we go.
Oh, what if I'm
Alright. Yeah, let's just start sleight of handing Steam Vents here, or I think it's safer.
Yeah.
But it does decrease our clock
I think you're right.
to get Steam Vents.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's turn 4. Doesn't mount much of an assault. Metamorphosis is pretty good. It's hard to turn it down. Serum Vision sets us up for next turn better, though.
Yeah, I think I like Serum Vision.
So, in this case where we only have one blue mana, I want a Serum Vision. This is a chance we don't do anything until next turn. Here we go. Alright, so we can... Next turn... assuming we don't get the Shivan Reef, we're on 3 mana, we can go up to 5 mana, go up to 6 mana, go down to 5 mana, go down to 4 mana, empty the Warrens.
That seems good.
Yep.
Because, I mean, like, if he untaps lands, he can then just win by Collector Company for the other piece of the combo. That said, the deck only runs, I assume, one Viserys here and one Fenta one.
Well, the thing is, he has also Pontiff in his hand. So we need to make an Empty the Warrens big enough for him to go for the Pontiff, but not have us devote all our resources into it. So let's start with the sleight of hand. Probably keep it Desperate Ravings.
Sure.
Now we can Pyretic Ritual enter the Warrens to make 6 tokens. Is that big enough to warrant a Pontiff? What do you think we need to do one more?
Probably I would want 8. Because then I'd say...
Okay, well then we can cast the Desperate Ravings, I guess. Or we can Ritual...
Well, actually, you could...
Metamorphose.
Ritual...
Oh, we could Bolt Finks.
No, but then his clock goes up. Then, like, you better bolt his face.
Okay, Ritual...
Because if you bolt his face, he goes to 16.
No, but if we Bolt Finks, then it trades for a Goblin. See?
But you're never going to get to trade for a Goblin, because Order Pontiff
yeah, but
come down and kill all the Goblins.
I need to get him to use the Pontiff.
He will, because if you bolt him and go to 16, and then that's a 2-drop clock.
Okay.
Right?
I see what you mean.
As long as you have the mana to...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because...
Everything's going to cost 1 less.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep maximum resources in our hand.
Because I really think that he will want to... Yeah, especially because they have 14, so I think that he really wants to also Pontiff. Because he can't even block to stop it from being unless it would block. Which means he can't collect a company, even if he draws a land. Yep, there you go.
He could buff his team.
He could do that. That is a thing he could do.
Alright, so he's still got triple Collected Company in his hand, presumably 2 spells. Oh, he just played a land, so... Well, we did stop him from Collected Company in that turn.
So now you just need to win this turn.
That's a tall order.
Well, I mean, you've got...
Do we need to win this turn? We could probably wait 1 turn.
Well, he can't kill you by combat damage.
We can block the Pontiff.
It's a matter of if he Collected Companies and just assembles the combo. That could happen.
I don't think we can play around that.
Well...
He'd need to find Visceracy and Anafenza. One of the Anafenzas is already dead.
Well, there's also Malera, and he could have... I don't know how many of each of the combo bases decks runs. Presumably more than the Birthing Pod deck did.
Yeah.
God damn, I miss me some Birthing Pod. God, that deck was good.
Alright, let's lead off with the Serum Visions. Ooh, there's an Empty the Warren.
That's pretty... Well, actually, the thing is
Ooh,
like...
We have the Grape Shot in our graveyard, and we have a Past in Flames on top. So we can... Okay, we got 2 mana. Metamorphose into 3 mana. Draw the Ritual. Ritual into 5 mana. Past in Flames down to 2 mana, and then go off. This is perfect.
But you need to be able to draw... You need to be able to draw the Past in Flames.
That's true.
Which you do with mana.
So we can Metamorphose up to 4 mana, cast Past in Flames, go down to 1 mana, then Ritual, Metamorphose. Is that good enough? That has to be good enough.
You can also do Desperate. Remember you've got the Desperate Ravings in here.
It's risky. Okay, if we have Desperate Ravings, we can Manamorphose up to 3 mana, draw the Ritual, Ritual up to 5 mana, then Ravings down to 4 mana. If we don't discard the Past in Flames, then we can go off. But if we do discard the Past in Flames, then we're screwed.
But then you can still cast Empty the Warrens as a backup plan.
I guess that's true.
You can also... Yeah. Well, how much do you need to... You need Storm to be...
Okay, so we cast 1, 2, 3...
Remember the Bolt, because the Bolt is like...
Yeah.
4 Storm cards, essentially, because it's 3 damage.
So if we don't take the Ritual, we can go Manamorphose up to 3. How are we going to cast Past in Flames if we don't Ritual? We can't. Alright, we have to go like this. Alright, so let's Manamorphose to add red.
Well, we're drawing a Ritual.
That's true.
So
red, blue. Desperate Ritual. Desperate Ravings. Cross our fingers. We discarded the Past in Flames, but we drew another Ritual.
Ah, yes! So
we're
cast
ritualing.
Ritual.
Past in Flames costs 4.
Yep.
So we're going to have 2 left over. So we can...
You want double red, because then you can Ritual.
But we can bolt him. Bolt him... So we got 6 total mana.
Yeah.
We can bolt him down to 5 total mana. Then flashback Past in Flames for 4.
Is it just
giving us 1
the
total
Electromancer
mana.
cost reduces the flashback?
Yeah.
Sweet.
But I don't think we need a bolt here. Although...
You may as well, because then it makes going off easier.
It is free, yeah. Alright.
Like, essentially 4 damage.
So we need to make sure we use up all our blue mana.
Yeah, because then now you can cast all your rituals.
Yeah, and now... this is where one misclick is going to just screw you up. But yeah, Pyretic Ritual, Manamorphose...
There's another Pyretic Ritual on the Doomsday.
Bolt you, Grape Shot you.
But there's another Pyretic Ritual on the game.
Wow, we got there.
Yes!
That was good. We forced him to play the Pontiff on a turn when he could have collected company. I think we did it for the right amount of resources. There's a lot of give and take. Like, it's hard to read your opponent online.
Look, even if we did it for 6, he probably would have played it anyway.
But yeah, I think this is safer. And bolting him made it easier to go off this turn. And yeah, I mean, it's tricky like that. This turn when we had the Serum Visions and we're scrying, it's like you're weighing up the options of, well, we could do it this way, or we could draw the Ritual, or we could try and do it without casting the spell, and it's a lot to think about. And if you're ever playing against Storm and your opponent's staring at these 2 cards for like 3 minutes, like, give them a break because they're trying to think through so many lines of play. Yeah, okay, this we worked out, and
So we 2-1 despite and the only game we lost, we didn't play a single land.
Well, we probably got an advantage in that game because our opponent didn't know what we were playing, and we were on the play, which is pretty great. But yeah, this game, you know, you got to see the value Grape Shot killing creatures, and then like playing through hate like also Pontiff and still winning with a Grape Shot. So yeah, it was a pretty sick match.